Hey guys, it's Natasha. This is my 5 tips for early learning video. So I thought I would do like a video about early learning tips because we've been working with River right from the beginning, like almost like every day, and I just wanted to talk about a few ways in which we like bring learning into his like everyday stuff and try and make it fun and exciting for him. And yeah, so tip number 5, we'll start that way. It's a really obvious one. It's books. So I have like a few of River's like books here which I really love and he really likes as well. Like we've been reading to River since almost, well, not since the day he was born, but like since like 3 months in or 4 months in. We're just like reading to him all the time, and like before he even knew what the hell was going on. But now that he's like 1 and something, one of his favorite activities to do is read. He loves his book. I wanted to show you guys these like First Explorer books are my favorites. You get like classic stories as well, but I thought I'll show you guys the sea creatures one because I just think it's really cute and really like pretty, and there's like all these things. And even on the first, like before you even open the book, like River will point out stuff on this page, like he'll say stars or he'll say turtle and you know fishy, and he's already like really excited once he's seen this. And basically he just like already just by looking immediately knows, oh, that's a turtle, that's a fish, and he's just learning. So look, this is how it looks on the inside, and I think like a good way to do it, look at that, it's my favorite. Oh my god. And if your kid, even if your kid is like 2 or 3 even, I think these books are really exciting. Like I find them exciting and I'm 31, so but you can like, once you got into this, if your child is a little bit older, like I don't think River has the capacity to like watch a 2-hour movie yet, but once you get into this, then you can be like, oh, let's watch Finding Nemo today, and then they make these associations and they're like, oh wow, oh there's a turtle in this, and then you know what I mean, and the clownfish, and they're learning like words. I don't think that when I was 2 and 3 I knew what the hell a clownfish was, but like kids nowadays know these things a lot more because there's so much more exposure. And I think like once you get into, I think it's really important as well to keep books alive. When I was a child I was like mad into reading, so I'm really happy that like River's a reader. If your kid is at a slightly older age than him as well, it's like, oh, there's so much fun stuff to look at. And also like for River's age, apart from looking and learning the words, it's also like really important for his like motor skills to be able to just do that quite lightly with his finger. Like we take it for granted being able to just do that, but for like a baby, they start doing something and they're like really hard, so to learn to do something soft as well is like good practice for them. And it's like you're engaged with your child feels, oh, my mom's spending so much time with me, and then he's like learning, and they're just like a sponge at this age. He's like constantly like sucking in every single thing we say, isn't he? Like we just say a word and 1 second later he's like said it as well. So also have to watch your mouth around them if you're like us. This is another lovely book. I think it's like I choose these kind of things, but you can choose things that, you know, maybe you can choose like a city life or whatever, or like cars, whatever your child is into more. And there's buzzy bees, and he knows, River knows when the bees are coming, he knows what's behind this, and then he'll say butterfly, and it's like, I just think it's really, and foggy, and then he goes splash again, and I just think it's like, oh my god, look at this book, it's so cute. I really think our children are so much more intelligent than we give them credit for, so like let them surprise you and take some time and do that stuff with them. They're gonna love it. River just woke up from his nap, so we've had to take a little pause so he can look outside. So the second one, no, what are we on? 5, 4. The fourth one is the flashcards. So I bought these flashcards, and I'm not like, I don't think that you have to like buy so much stuff. I'm just excited, so when I see something I really like, I buy it. but like you can like as easily just make flashcards. Like I'm currently working on a book where I'm teaching him like a nursery rhyme book, so you know, if you have the time and are interested in making the effort, I think your kids will appreciate it even more if you make it. But anyway, on to number 4 is flashcards. This one is our numbers one, but it came in a set of 4 boxes like this. So it has numbers, ABC, colors and shapes, and animals. I think the animals one is his favorite, but this is the one I picked up off the shelf. It's just really fun. I think anything like colorful and like interactive really works for kids. All you have to do is like set it up on the floor like that. Yeah. River, who's this? Foggies. What's this? Toys. Good boy. And what's this? Buttons. You're right, my baby's right. So flashcards are a big hit in our house. Jack loves them as well, and like anyone that's watching him can just be like, okay, I can. Oh no! You know, all you need is like this one box, and you can keep your baby entertained for like at least half an hour. So yeah, number 4, flashcards. These are my books. I'm a little pudding. So number 3, this is a really good one for us. Music, basically. So as many of you already know that Jack is a musician, so it's like a big part of our life. One of the ways we do our learning is through music. Of course, there's like obvious things like nursery rhymes. He loves his nursery rhymes. What's your favorite song, baby? E-I-E-I-O? Yeah. He likes Old MacDonald. He likes, when I put him to sleep, I sing him some nursery rhymes as well. But another one we do actually when we sleep is ABC, and that's like a really good one because it's also like quite slow sing-songy and it sounds a little bit like Twinkle Twinkle. So we do Twinkle Twinkle and then we do ABC. And what I've noticed is from like doing that for like not very long, maybe a month I think I did that, and he's picked up so much. I genuinely think that what you expect from a child, they're going to give you. So I expect him already to be the most intelligent, the most amazing person ever, and I think that's what he's going to give back. But I wouldn't like push him outside like of his happiness, if you know what I mean. So I think like a nice like fun way to do it is I would say like A, B, C, D, then I'll stop. And then he'll say the rest a little bit, like even if he just says E, then I say F, G, and then I'll say H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. Airplane! But yeah, I think that's like a really good way to do it. That's the way we do it in our house because he's so young still. He knows the alphabet basically, but like we'll say a few and then the one we're missing he'll say P or X. And I remember songs from when I was 10 years old, some crap that I saw on TV. And I remember like all the lyrics just because it was sing-songy. I think there's something in us that just makes it easier for us to like remember things if it's like to a tune. So that's a great way we learn. So number 2 is I think incorporating learning into like play or just everything you do in your day with your baby. So I've like a couple of things I do is first of all like all feeding times we incorporate learning into like food. So say he's having a snack, if he's having an apple, which he really loves, so we'll go to the fridge and then we'll open it and I'll say, what do you want to eat? And he'll point to the apple, say, and then I'll be like, apple. He already says apple, but before that we were like, what's this? And then trying to get him to remember apple. Now he'll say, Mom, I want an apple, basically. I have to like incorporate him into everything I'm doing. So if I'm cutting the apple, then I have to like do a game with him while I'm doing that, otherwise he'll just be like pulling my clothes and saying Mama. So we do like, oh, what color is this? And then I cut it and I'm like, oh, I'm cutting the apple. Every single thing, like I just think it sounds a bit like a crazy person to do that, but I think that every little thing you do with them is like registering. So like, don't underestimate how much they can learn from you while you're just doing things that you think are nothing, like cutting an apple. It's like really exciting for them, and he's like picking up something. Another thing we do is incorporate it into playing. So the thing he started doing now is like, we do like running races just in the house, and it's not like a big house or anything. What happened, baby? Book? Books are here, look. Yeah. On your garden book. So when he starts doing his running, he like count it off. He'll do like 1, 2, 3, go. So he knows 1, 2, 3 right there. And like everything he does now, he'll going down the slide, he'll say 1, 2, 3, go. And he's just like incorporated it into playtime, and I think that's a really great way to learn. And the older your kid gets, the more numbers you can do that way. Or you can be like, oh, let's see like how long it takes me to like run across the room and come back, and then you have to count and how many numbers it's taken you. Accordingly you win, or whatever. Like, be creative. Obviously you know your child better than me, but I think putting it into play is a really good way. Another thing I do is when I'm putting him to bed, he wears his pajamas, that like button top shirt. So we count the buttons. Is that too loud? It's really loud. We put the shirt on, and then I'm like, 1 button, 2 buttons. So because of that, he also knows buttons now. So if he's ever like cuddling someone that's wearing a shirt, for example, he'd be like, oh, button. And then, you know, that way he's picked up button, and we've done numbers again, like right before bed as well. And I think sometimes when you do something right before bed, it's like soaking in. I don't know why I feel that. Maybe it's because skin cream does that. I don't know. Anyway, so that's another thing we do as well, and that's our number 2. Yeah, our number 2 tip is incorporated in all your day-to-day activities. So number 1 tip, I think. Now this is like a bit of a controversial one, because even I have been like really like having like this inner battle about how I feel about River having any screen time. But I think it's like, you're kidding yourselves these days. If you live in a city, or if you have a busy life, or if you're a working mother, or even if you're not, that doesn't mean you don't need 1 minute to pee or breathe or eat, or just have a minute. Also, I think it's really hypocritical. I really feel that people use their like power over their children in the way that they feel like, well, I said you can only do this, so you can only do this. That's not the way we parent at all. So I feel like if River sees us, like right now we're filming, we're constantly like, oh, I got a message, oh, what about my Instagram? And like Jack's on his laptop a lot editing, and he sees us in front of screens a lot. We watch Netflix, everybody's like, oh, have you seen this show? Have you watched this movie? You know, it's in our lives a lot. I think that it's really hypocritical to say to your child that I'm allowed to do all these things, but you're not allowed to do it at all. I think screen time is a bit more like, it's just like a new age thing that we have to learn how to like navigate around. Also, don't think it's really nice to like make your child like not know how to use a thing that is so important nowadays, like technology. And like just an iPhone is used for pretty much everything. People make movies on it, like people make music on it, we're filming on it right now, and people's like careers are built on this nowadays. So I wouldn't want to like keep him completely in the dark about stuff like this. I think it's a good tool if you want to use it for learning. So I find that there's, obviously at his age it's a lot easier to like monitor what he watches, but you have to, there's a lot of dangerous shit out there, and there's a lot of crap out there that you don't want your kids to learn, so you have to pay attention. But there's this channel called Super Simple Songs, and I think that's been a really good one for River. He's learned so many songs through that, he's learned so many words through that, we sing together, and I've learned so many rhymes through that. So like when we're in like car journeys and stuff, and he just wants to sit on me, and he's a bit like, oh, wants some attention from me, then we're like, oh, should we sing this song? And then we sing together, and I think it's also brought us a lot as well. So check out Super Simple Songs if you haven't already seen it and you have kids, you'll love it. So yeah, I think as long as you're careful and you know what you're doing with it, and you've got a handle on how long your child is watching it, I think screen time can also be a good thing. I know there's a lot of debate about like some parents use it too much, some parents don't use it at all, and whatever. I mean, obviously everybody, you know, it's up to you what you do, but this is how we use it. Whenever he does want to watch something, he'll say iPad. So then we're like, okay, what about songs? And then he'll be like, yeah, okay. And then once you get into it with them, they will watch pre-approved things, and I think that's a good way to keep him also like in this day and age where it's everywhere. It's a good way to like, you know, flower. Yeah, it's a good way to monitor what he's doing, but also use it as a learning tool instead of just, you know, just blankly watching rubbish. So number 1, screen time. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate you guys checking in so much, and like I really like talking to you guys. So make sure that you like leave me comments, like, you know, if you have any suggestions for like new stuff that I haven't mentioned, things that you do with your kids, or if you just have a comment or want to start like an intelligent conversation about the things that I have said, then please put your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. Keep looking for our videos. I'll put links in my Instagram constantly, and subscribe to our channel, and then you'll know every time we put a new video. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.